Hey guys, welcome to Sonic Scored YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Andrzej Sapkowski's Blood of Elves, which is the third book in the Witcher series, or the fourth one now that the Season of Storms came out. But the first book in the Witcher saga, this is more confusing than Star Wars. I was just talking to my cameraman. There is no cameraman. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to do this in two parts. One is going to be spoiler free, the first one, so you can watch this if you haven't read it. All in all, if you're a Witcher 3 video game fan or any Witcher game fan, or you're interested in the world, in the characters, and you can't wait for the Netflix series to pop up, I would definitely recommend this. The book overall is great, the world as well. It will give you a much more detailed look into the whole world and everything that's going on in it, in the characters, in the conflicts between nations, kingdoms, stuff like that. So the book has 315 pages that are divided into 7 chapters. One thing that bothers me the most is there is no map, no official map. I really like maps because when I see something happening somewhere, I like to check the map and I see, oh, this is where it's happening, and I visualize more and remember better. And I like that. I'm just a map freak. Oh my God, it's a map. Let's check this out. Whoa. Another thing that I don't particularly like are the battle sequences and the description of them. Well, he dropped the sword, did a double pirouette, and just caught it and sliced him on his back, but he dodged and he sort of ducked, and I'm like, oh, that's so hard to imagine. It's really makes for a slow reading, I think. The things that I like to read the most are dialogues and just interactions between characters. The third thing that I wished would be different, it's the book's too short. I think I would like to have more story, but that's not really a big deal because there are 4 other books that follow this one, so there is a continuation to story. Right, so the good things actually are the characters, absolutely. We have Geralt, Dandelion, Yennefer. They're all amazing characters to me. Just watching them interact, the energy between them, they all feel like they're real characters, and that's important to me. And I think it is generally important in the story. Also, I wouldn't rate the book from like 1 out of 10. I would say is that he managed to create a living, breathing ecosystem. The world seems alive. It's a fantasy, but you just feel like it's somewhere there. It's happening. It all happened. It just works. Just like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or Harry Potter. It has that feel about it that it's actually real. This is a spoiler alert. If you haven't read the book yet and you want to, this is where we say goodbye. Now we are introduced to a lot of characters. Nothing too drastic or too big happens to them. Nobody really dies that is important or anything like that. Alright, so the general setup here is that we have a Nilfgaardian Empire just trying to take over at the moment semi-united northern kingdoms. In the middle of all, we have Ciri, a child of Cintran Princess Pampera, deceased sadly, and Emir, an emperor of Nilfgaard. Now Ciri has lost everything. Her kingdom has fallen, her mother is dead, but she inherited her mother's magical source, meaning she can be very dangerous if she doesn't learn to control it. And since her escape from the siege of Sintra, now all of the factions seem to be desperately looking for her for all the wrong reasons, and for all the different reasons. But she's safely hidden at Kaer Morhen, and she's under protection of our favorite Witcher, Geralt. And this is where our story sort of begins. The whole of it is very much complex and highly detailed. I just wanted to quickly draw a very raw background of it all. Now, some of this information we learn from the collections of short stories, some of it as we go, and some more most likely in the books to follow. So what I want to do is go chapter by chapter. Probably going to leave stuff out. Please don't hang me to gallows for it, because, it's just... Even though it's a short book, there's a lot of details in it. We have chapter 1 that's happening at the Seat of Friendship, and for the life of me, I could not find out where that's taking actual place. I couldn't find the place geographically. I was searching through the internet, through the World of the Witcher. There's no index in there, by the way. But basically what's going down is Dandelion is having a performance there, and he sings a song about Geralt and Ciri. He gets captured by this guy named Rince. He's a sorcerer, and he wants to know where Ciri is, if it's true she died at the siege of Sintra, or is she still alive with Geralt, as the song says. He tortures Dandelion for information. Dandelion doesn't cave in. Yennefer pops up, saves him, and that's basically chapter 1, real quick. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, we can actually join these two chapters together. They're both happening at Kaer Morhen, which is a Witcher fortress and a school for Witchers. We have certain characters here that we know from video game. We have Wesemir, Lambert, of course Ciri, and we can see their interaction. Triss Marigold also arrives. They just basically teach Ciri to become a Witcher. Triss helps with the magic side of all of it. There's not much to say about Ciri, I think. I mean, she is a popular character right now at this point. She's just a child. Her character hasn't really developed that much. But she does hang around Geralt and Yennefer, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what she grows up like. There's not much to say about Ciri. There's one thing that I do know is she's not black. Netflix looking at you. Looking at you, Netflix. They get to a point where they all agree that she has to go to Temple of Melithel in Elander. And this is what Chapter 4 is talking about. Is basically Geralt, Triss, and Ciri heading to Elander. Triss gets a fever and she's useless. They start hanging out with this company of dwarves that are taking caravan to someplace. The Scoia'tael, which are basically bandits, elven bandits or rebels, attack the caravan. And the battle is so confusing. It's so confusing. I read that twice. I still have no idea how the actual ambush went down. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. Chapter 4 right there for you. Road from Kaer Morhen to Elander. Chapter 5 basically talks about Geralt making money on a barge. He's defending the barge from the monsters that we're seeing. The barge is going from Foam to Novigrad. Now, I didn't find Foam where it actually is, but it's all happening somewhere in the Delta River. We get to see Geralt read Yennefer and Ciri's letter, and the energy between Yennefer and Geralt is just amazing, He's her lobster, and I've read that letter like 10 times, I think. It's so powerful, There's no direct engagement between Geralt and Yennefer. It's indirect, but it's still so powerful. Anyhow, we also get to see Dijkstra and Philippa Eilhart searching for Dandelion, because they also want to know where Ciri is and what happened to her. We get to Chapter 6, which is the most important chapter, I think, because a lot of things happen. First of all, we have meeting of 4 kings and a queen: Vizimir, king of Redania; Foltest, lord of Tymeria; Demawend, ruler of Adrian; Henselt, king of Cadwen; and Meve, queen of Illyria, in Hag. Now they're plotting to find Ciri to kill her so that Emhyr, emperor of Nilfgaard, can find her, marry her, and be the rightful ruler of the fallen kingdom Sintra. Also, they are plotting to strike back at the Nilfgaard across the Yaruga River. It's basically it, and the Marshal then goes to Emhyr, tells him that they met in secret, but only 5 kingdoms. And then Emhyr tells it to Vilgefortz, which is actually a sorcerer behind Marines, and he wants to find Ciri because she has blood of elves running through her veins, I guess, and is very powerful, and it would make him more powerful. Now, that's actually what the blood of elves in the book is referring to. Is the blood of elves means the blood that's running through Ciri's veins, and it's also a book that Vilgefortz is currently studying. Vilgefortz is visited by 2 members of the chapter as well, and he tells them that for now they're just going to observe the whole situation and just not going to act upon it yet. And then we get to see Rins again in Novigrad. Rins hires a company of 4 brothers, I think they're brothers, but a company of 4 men that are basically assassins for hire. The target, of course, is Geralt, but it doesn't end well for the company because Geralt is a witcher and has heightened senses and super speed, and he's basically a mutant with super powers. He kills them, and Rins gets away again. Chapter 7 takes place in Temple of Melithel, and we get to see Ciri and Yennefer interact. It's an interesting and important chapter for the story to progress, because we get to see how Ciri is gonna, just soak up the character of Yennefer. I like how Yennefer is calling Ciri the ugly one. It's funny, and I like the character of Yennefer, really. Yeah, we get to see that interaction, and it's quite interesting and fun to read. It's an easy chapter, but an important one, so that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching the review. If you like this, please thumbs up, share it with your friends, and take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.